Hi Libra, welcome to March. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy and create some sacred space around this reading. And I want to say thank you for liking and subscribing and sharing my videos. Thank you for those who've taken the time out to leave comments. I really appreciate that. I read them all. And for those who have ordered readings, thank you. I appreciate your support, and I've enjoyed working with you. And if you're new, welcome. Welcome to the channel, and I hope you're enjoying the videos. So this month we have a new moon in Pisces on March 6th, and at the same time Uranus moves into Taurus. And on March 5th, Mercury goes retrograde for about 3 weeks in March. Then on the 20th, we have a full moon in Libra, your sign. And it will affect your relationship houses. Something may be coming to completion at that time. At the same time, there's the spring equinox, or the vernal equinox. It's spring in the northern hemisphere, fall in the southern hemisphere. So that's a time of new beginnings also. It's like ending of a cycle and then new energy coming in for the new season. So let's see what's going on. Let's see what the cards say. We'll get into the astrology a little bit later. So what does Libra need to know about love, relationships, life, anything important coming up in March? What does Libra need to know about love and relationships? Venus is moving into Aquarius, so it's going to be favorable to your sign. Venus was not happy in Capricorn. It's kind of a coldness. But in Aquarius, Venus is open to the new and the different. So, let's see. What does Libra need to know about love and relationships for the month of March, and anything else, love and life, anything else that might be important? What does Libra need to know? The Queen of Swords, the Four of Wands, the Four of Cups, the Six of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Swords, the World, the Tower, and the Hermit. So, the Queen of Swords, this could represent you as a Libra, because it's an air sign. And it's crossed by the Wands, the Four of Wands, which is a great card. Now, the Queen of Swords energy, she may have been through a lot in her life. She's experienced heartache, betrayals, a lot of difficult things that have made her a little bit more paranoid and suspicious, not so open. And so she may have built up walls around her to keep people out. And so she may have this blockage, you know, to love. Although as a Libra, Libras love partnership. But as an air sign, their connections, you have to have an intellectual connection with someone. It's not enough to just have a physical relationship or an emotional relationship. You have to really it has to be a meeting of the minds. And the Queen of Swords can be discriminating. And sometimes she can be judgmental. Because she wants to make sure she's making the right decision when she gets involved in a relationship. And so she gives things a lot of thought, and she analyzes everything. before committing herself. So the person that has to win, that will win her heart, needs to prove to her that they are reliable, that they are intelligent, that they are for real. And I think you have the potential to connect with someone, to form a partnership that can be very stable. Look, the Four of Wands is a victory card. In some cases, it could be a marriage card. But in its best sense, it represents stability. It represents victory, creating something stable, something that will last. So it's not a fly-by-night energy. It's not a here today, gone tomorrow energy. It's an energy of building something solid. So you may have the potential in March to build a relationship that is solid, that could lead to commitment down the road. In the past, you had the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups is someone who is just bored. Bored with their life, bored with the work they're doing, bored with their relationships. You feel like you're kind of stuck in this energy of discontent. And things are being offered to you, but you're not interested. You're kind of like, I don't know what I want. I don't want this, I don't want that. I just don't want it. I don't know. I don't feel valued. I don't feel appreciated. And so you're thinking, well, maybe there's something else out there I need to be involved in. So there could have been a relationship in the past that wasn't satisfying you. And this could be in any area of your life. It could be relationship, it could be work, it could be a work situation that's just not doing it for you. Even though you have the Six of Wands here. So you're good at what you do, and you've received accolades on the job. But I don't know. I think you're looking toward the future. And you're saying there's got to be more than this. It's not enough to have career success. I want to have a relationship. I want something solid. Now, coming up in the future, you have this Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups. So something may be offered to you, maybe through a water sign. The Queen of Cups energy is very compassionate, very intuitive. So you could be connecting with someone who's very psychic, has deep feelings, cares very much about others, about people. And there could be some type of romantic connection. The Knight of Cups is it's a proposal, an offer. It could be a romantic proposal. And it's something that you're thinking about maybe jumping into, because the Knight of Swords energy is very impatient. So there could be someone who is showing their interest in you. And you're thinking, I don't know, maybe I should jump into this. But a part of you is afraid, because you have the Knight of Swords energy is in your negative thinking sector, or your fear sector, the psychological block area. So you could be, on the one hand, you want to jump into this. On the other hand, you're afraid to jump into it. So, with this energy, you really need to take your time and think, because you have this Hermit card here. Think about what you're jumping into before, and if it's right for you. Don't just jump into something because you're bored, because you need, something, a pick-me-up. Consider your actions, because sometimes the Knight of Swords energy makes decisions spontaneously based on, impulse. And they may not always be the right decision, because you're not thinking, you're not analyzing, which is, sometimes Libra gets caught up in the analyzing and they can't make a move, they can't make a decision. And so I think that part of you have potential, because the World card is here in your environment. The World card is everything coming together. Things are going to start. You might switch jobs, or you might find yourself working in a position where you're doing work that you love, where you're feeling fulfilled. So it could even be that someone offers you a new job opportunity where you're working to help others or to heal others. The World card is, though, ending a cycle and then moving to the next level. So you're ending something and you're beginning something. You're getting ready to begin to take what you've learned, all your experiences and all your knowledge, and you're going to take it higher. This is like existing in a state of grace. And the World card can mean also connecting with someone that really rocks your world, because you have the Tower here, the World and the Tower. So what you want, this is in the wish fulfillment sector, is going to involve major change. Or you could be attracted to something or someone that is going to change your life in a major way. Where you feel like, I'm ending something, I'm leaving something behind, an old cycle. And I'm tearing down, like everything that was false in my life is being destroyed, and I'm going to rebuild in a better direction. Because the Tower, it's like you're in the middle of a sandstorm. You know, the Tower is like a tornado. It comes in and it just blows apart your world, and then when the dust settles, you're left with what's real. You're left with what belongs in your life. So it could sweep, make a clean sweep, and take things away. People, places, things. Things that you were attached to but weren't really fulfilling. They had lost their meaning. And so it's going to put you on a new path, but on a better path. A path that's more authentic. So don't be afraid of change. You're going to be going through some major changes. But the World is here. This can also mean world travel, dealing with people from different cultures. But basically the World is a great card because it means successful completion. It means like, okay, I've worked hard towards a goal and now I've arrived. So now what's next? So for some of you, there could be some type of career success where you're deciding, okay, where do I go from here? I've achieved a certain goal that I've been trying to achieve, and it's, it's putting me where I want to be. And now I need to take it to the next level. For others, it could mean coming out of a crazy time with the Tower where you feel like your whole world was turned upside down. You might have gone through a very traumatic experience. And now you're able to rebuild. You're able to leave the past. You're putting to bed an old cycle. It's ending. It's like, so that you could begin again. But you're going through major changes at the same time. So even though it's like something that you want and you're excited about, there's also a little bit of fear connected with it. So the Hermit, that's what the Hermit is here as an outcome. The Hermit is telling you to think before you do anything, because you're going to be presented with maybe more than one option. To really think about, okay, what option is going to really speak to me the most? What is going to be the best option for me? What is it that I really need? Don't just jump into something on impulse. Give it some thought. Is this something is this right for me? So if it's a job, am I going to be happy here? Is this the work I really want to do? Is this the direction I really want to go in? And if the answer is yes, then accept the offer and move forward. If the answer is no, then find out what is the right place, what is the right path, and take that path. Because you're at an opportunity to rebuild. You're at ground zero. So you could go in any direction. Make sure it's the right one. And so if you need counseling to help you, because the Hermit sometimes means, consulting with others, trying to get advice from people you respect, because you're a little bit confused about where you want to go and how you want to go. If it's a relationship, too, same thing. If you're offered several options in terms of relationship, one of them is the door to fulfillment. One of them is going to bring you joy, happiness, stability, love, where you feel like I've met the perfect partner. This person is my soulmate. But you have to know, before you can make that choice, you have to know what it is you need in a relationship, what it is you're really looking for. And it will involve major change. It will involve rebuilding some aspects of your life, where you're like destroying one thing so that you could rebuild in a better direction. So for some, you might be leaving a relationship to be with someone new, or you may have come through a difficult relationship where a relationship ended in a traumatic way, and now you're free to build. You're free to go in a new path. And there is love here for you. Someone is offering you love, or at least potential. This person could be even very creative, because the Knight of Cups is creative energy. Someone's very artistic, creative, a little bit very romantic. The Knight of Cups energy is very romantic. So you may receive you either may give or receive a romantic proposal or invitation. And just don't rush, because you don't want to put pressure on the other person either. You may have this anxious, impatient energy because you want change so badly, because you're so bored with your life. You want, it's like when you get to the point where it's, I just can't take anymore, I've got to do something, I don't care. Even if it's wrong, I've got to do it. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to make decisions based on impulse. You want to take calculated risks. There's nothing to fear if you're connecting with the right person, but just give it some thought. And you'll be, so that you can come out of this lonely time that you've been under. The Hermit is kind of like wanting to be alone, not wanting to socialize. People might be inviting you places, you might be not turning them down, because you're just like, you don't know what you want. You're like, it's like a kid you're giving it food and it goes, no, no, no. It doesn't want anything. Doesn't know what it wants. It's cranky. So just give it some thought and choose wisely, because you have the potential to build something really wonderful and solid. So now let's look at your astrology. So Libra, this new moon in Pisces, this is falling in your 6th house. And it's conjunct Neptune. So there could be a new beginning in your job, some type of career, not so much career life path, but more like day-to-day job. Maybe you're working, your job is helping others, working, in some type of career that services others. Because the 6th house is the house of service. And with Neptune, there's a lot of compassion involved. So it could be healthcare, it could be spiritual work, counseling, but whatever it is, it's helping. You're helping people that are less fortunate than yourself in some way. They need help, they need assistance, and you're there. It's also the house of health. So you have an opportunity to create a new health regimen, something that, a new beginning where you take better care of yourself. Because Chiron is in Pisces, and it's going to be moving into Aries, but it's at the very end. And that's the healer. So you may have some wounds that need to be healed before you can move on. Because when Chiron goes into Aries, it's going to be in your 7th house of relationships and partnerships. So you may want to heal some things around how you give to others. Are you giving too much? Are others giving too much to you? Finding the balance between giving to others and giving to yourself. Taking time out to rest and recharge. Saturn and Pluto have been traveling through your 4th house, so it's shaking up your home life too. With Saturn, you want to put down roots, so you might be working on your home, trying to make it, solid and stable. You might be purchasing, if you don't have a home, some of you might be purchasing a home, buying real estate. It's very important for you right now to have a solid home base. And Pluto's been transforming your house, so you could be remodeling. But it's also, not only is the 4th house the house of home, it's also the house of childhood programming. So you could be confronting some issues around parents, mother, father, and how they've influenced your life. And how they've programmed you to think a certain way, to act a certain way. So you might be, and Pluto's wanting you to go deep. So if there are any childhood patterns that are blocking you from establishing a stable home, you might be dealing with that in the month of March. Uranus is in the 8th house. That could bring money, unexpected money that comes in from an inheritance, an insurance payout, a winning lotto even, or if you're looking for a loan, you just may have this windfall. It's also the house of intimacy. So you could have a sudden relationship that opens you up to a real bonding on a deep level. But at the same time, Uranus also, there's a freedom, there's a free aspect to it. Like it's not so heavy. Like usually when Saturn and Pluto are involved in relationships, they feel very heavy, very intense. Like you almost feel like you're being absorbed like a sponge. But with Uranus, when it's affecting your relationships, and in the 8th house it would be the way you connect intimately with others. There's a lot more air, there's a lot more freedom. And there could be some experimentation. You know, you're open to the new, you're open to different things. You're not going to be, you know, a lot of times we stick with the same old. Uranus is bringing a breath of fresh air into your life. So don't be afraid of it. Welcome it. Venus is going through your 5th house, so that could activate some love. And you have also Mars and Taurus in the 8th house. Mars is going to be connecting with Uranus. There could be some, if you're not involved in a physical relationship or a sexual relationship, Mars and Uranus in the 8th house could bring one unexpectedly. You know, things could just happen. So with this new moon in Pisces, you're doing a lot of healing and a lot of soul searching and a lot of thinking. You know, dreaming. It's a good time to take a rest and pay attention to your dreams because they have messages for you from the unconscious. Then on the 20th of March, we have the full moon in Libra, which is in your sign. So it's in your first, so the moon's in your 1st house, the sun is in your 7th house. You could be feeling emotional around this full moon, very sensitive. Maybe something is coming to an end, some cycle. It's either that something is coming to completion, a relationship may be moving to the next level where you decide to commit, or a relationship could be coming to an end. A cycle is coming to an end because you're moving into a new direction. Maybe you've met someone new and one relationship ends, another one begins, because this moon is 0 Libra, 0 degrees Libra. So the full moon can represent an ending, but at 0 degrees Libra, it also represents a new beginning. So you're finishing up some karmic cycle, because Pluto and Saturn are aspecting the South Node. So there's a lot of baggage you have to deal with and release. And a lot of it could have to do with past programming that you received from your family, from authority figures, father, mother. When you clear that up, it's asking you to clear up. Don't just do things because it's expected of you. Do things because it makes sense. It fits your life. You don't want to be, because Saturn can put you in a prison. But Uranus is here to free you. You might be freed from, you know, the restrictions that you've placed on yourself as a result of family conditioning. So it's a powerful time where you can release any kind of blocks and embrace a new beginning. Any blocks to intimacy, any blocks to really deep, really bonding with another person. You have that potential right now. But I feel like it scares you. And the reason why it scares you goes back to the past. So you have to look at the past. Look at your childhood. Why am I afraid to bond with someone? What is it from my childhood that's preventing me from committing, from really getting to having a real intimate relationship? Not just sex, but bonding on an emotional level as well. So I think you're open to the new, though, because you have this card and she's looking forward. She's not looking in the past. She's looking to the future. So you're going to be excited by some of the changes. So don't let fear hold you back, but also don't rush. Take your time, make your decision, evaluate your choices, and choose wisely. And enjoy the stability. Look at these two cards. The Four of Wands in the World. So things are changing with the Tower. Release whatever the Tower has taken away. Just release it. Its time was up. And embrace these new beginnings. This celebration. Life should be a celebration. You should be existing in a state of joy. So if you've recently started something that's bringing you joy, just keep going. Find that path that brings you joy. Even if it means major change. That's where you need to be. That's where your heart is. That's where your passions lie. And you'll be leaving this feeling in the past, this feeling of discontent, this feeling of lack, boredom. And you'll be building something solid and stable. So that's my forecast for March, Libra. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you'd like a private reading, just click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to my website. In the meantime, enjoy your full moon in Libra. Enjoy March. And I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.